Hi, yeah, this is the Twilight one. This is, yeah. Okay, hi, this is episode 7 of Kester's movie reviews, and this one is a special episode, the Twilight Saga. Remember the Twilight Saga, everybody? Oh, God. AKA 634 minutes of my life I will never fucking get back. So originally this was supposed to be 5 movies in one episode, but I couldn't physically get through typing the script for the first one, and then the second one, when I was doing it, I was just kind of there like, oh my god, I have to watch this, like, this movie. I can only get 2 movies in today because I can't. So let's just jump straight into the first movie in the Twilight Saga. Twilight. Before we get into this, I want to say that I have never read any of the Twilight books, and I don't understand anybody who would read any of the Twilight books. I mean, like, this is the worst vampire lore I have ever seen. I like vampires, I like supernatural lore stuff, and this is literally the worst I have ever seen. I watched an interview with the vampire a couple months ago, and but like, this is so bad. So spoiler alert, I'm literally going to spoil. I'm going to go through these entire movies piece by piece for as much as I can without like wanting to kill myself or realizing that I really did spend time watching them. Let's just jump into Twilight 1. Let's meet our characters. We have Edward Cullen, played by Robert Pattinson. Now, people just make a big deal and call him stuff like Shovelface and Glitter Boy and Lack of Emotion Man and whatever this is. I don't know what that is. Let's move forward. The other person I'm going to mention in the characters in this is Kirsten Stewart. She has like two emotions, and that's pretty much it for everything. Like, her entire line of work is just her and these 2 emotions. And I didn't even know if I have the energy to fucking look through the film and find it. Watch it yourself and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's like, one this kind of look like is she disgusted, and the other one this kind of look like is she confused. And I really, like, yeah, it have other people in this movie, I guess, but like, I'll get to them later on as they like become important. Why did I do this to myself? So every once in a while, like in Bloodshot, I say movies are pretty much the trailers. Like, you could watch the trailer and not have to watch the movie because the trailer is pretty much the movie. This movie could literally be the length of the trailer. Give me 5 minutes was to check out the length of it, because I really should have done that earlier, but didn't. No. Twilight 1 trailer. Yeah, the trailer is 2 minutes and 23 seconds long. So this movie is actually 2 minutes and 23 seconds long if you get rid of all the staring and the glitter and like whatever this is. So let's jump into me reviewing this movie as quickly as I can. I think I'm not really sure. I feel like I'm going a little crazy. This saga is making me not want to do these movie reviews anymore. Fuck these movies. Sorry, Mom. Anyway, I know my mother gonna be watching this and be like, Kester, you curse too much. But like, fuck these movies. The movie starts with Bella, Captain 2 Emotions, and she moved back to Forks, which is this place in some place where it's always rain. It's rain all the time there, and she moved back there in the last semester of high school because her mom boning some sort of like baseball player now, and her dad's sad and by himself, and she's like, I might as well go back and line with him instead of like being on the road with baseball guy. Does anybody really care about this? I mean, like, so when she moves back to Forks, she meets Edward. Edward is this pale dude played by Robert Pattinson. Now, in my review of The Lighthouse, I said something. Robert Pattinson keeps up with Willem Dafoe, proving that if you judge this guy entirely by Twilight, you're missing out on so many things that he's done. And give the man a chance, people who beaten up about Baptison. And now I understand, like, if you actually watch these movies, if you watch the first Twilight movie, you would be like, fuck this guy. Like, god damn, this is dumb. These movies are dumb. So she moves back to Fox and she meets Edward, and Edward is like pale, and she's pale, and she wants to be more pale, and Edward has brothers and sisters who also pale, I guess. And everybody pale people. Like, they just pretty much just stare at each other and he's stalker for 2 hours. Like, that's their whole thing. He loves her, but he's like, no, you can't be with me because I'm dangerous. And she's like, but I love you. And he's like, but I love you too, but like, I'm dangerous. It's so hot. Why it's so hot? This is some water up in this bitch. There's another storyline here about this trio of vampires, Laurent, James, and Victoria. And I guess this is important too, because at some point later on in the film, vampires just play vampire baseball, and these niggas just show up and just be like, yo, I want to kill Bella because I'm a vampire. And I would just be like, no, that's my girlfriend, you can't kill my girlfriend. And she's like, but we's vampires, we just kill people. And I would be like, everybody except this one. James, one of these 3 vampires, decides that he has to eat Bella. He needs to eat Bella because his motivation is essentially, I want to eat this girl, and these vampires don't want me to eat this girl, so this must be the best tasting girl ever. And the writing in Twilight is probably the worst thing I've ever seen. I know this movie is for teenagers, and this makes teenage Kester be like, you think I fucking stripping or something? I want to talk to the ladies for a second. Ladies, like, most of this film, the first film is like Edward just stalking this girl. Are you all into stalking? I spoke to Skylar about it, and she's like if I stay at Skylar for too long, she's just kind of be like, why are you watching, man? And like, I get that, because it's fucking creepy. How is the staring thing cool? And the stalking thing, she just keeps showing up in her room. If any fella just randomly show up in some girl's room, you know what she'll do? She'll call the fucking police. Anybody, like, I don't know. And let's go back to the writing for 5 seconds. Do teenagers actually talk like this? Do people really talk to each other like this? I remember being a teenager and be like, hey, let me drink now. And my friends being there like, okay. It's so hot. I mean, like, I wear a vest in this one and I'm still here sweating. Fuck this movie. Like, oh my god, why did I? And the thing is, I watch all 5, and I see this, like, you all watch all 5 because I can't be the only person suffering through this nonsense. Take some time out of your life and watch the Twilight Saga, because I can't be the only person suffering through this nonsense. I mean, like, if you enjoy good yet bad movies, take it in. Now, this is from the first movie so far. I fucking hate this shit. The first movie in, I hate this fucking shit. I hate it. I hate it. Like, it's poorly written. I don't think people just talk like this. There's no motivation, no good motivation behind any of the characters doing anything that they do. No, what you're saying, Kester, you're in your 30s, this fucking movie is made for teenagers, but no, this movie was not made for teenagers. A large portion of the people who want to see the movie were not teenagers, from what I could tell, because it made so much goddamn money. I didn't have any money when I was a teenager. Teenagers in 2000 was like, I'm not gonna watch this. Oh god. Anyway, that's the first one. The first one, I'm gonna give the first Twilight movie 3 out of 10. 3 out of fucking 10. Fuck the first Twilight movie. Go watch the trailer. I feel like a dick. I feel like if I fucked myself by watching this, because it's a, like, I know it was gonna be bad, but I need to watch it. I need to watch it for myself and tell myself that the first Twilight movie was shit. The second Twilight movie is the other one I'm gonna do in this, because I really couldn't even begin to type a script for the third one, and I didn't even finish the script for this one. Like, it's just me typing obscure shit from here, from what I can see, and boy is it long. So I'm just gonna try to swing through this as quickly as possible so you all can feel my pain as I watch the second Twilight fucking movie, which I'm gonna assume is New Moon. What is the name of the second fucking Twilight movie? Yeah, second Twilight movie, Twilight New Moon. So, Twilight New Moon, aka Stupid Romeo and Juliet. Now, I hate the story of Romeo and Juliet. Like, there's nothing that irritates me more than the horrible codependent and, like, off-time relationship that is glamorized in Romeo and Juliet. Okay, I'm pretty sure there are other things that irritate me more than that. But this is up there on the list of things that irritate me plenty. Like, people keep missing the point of this from what I could tell. Like, it's a sad story. And, like, Stephanie Meyer, or whatever her fucking name is, the fucking author of this nonsense, took a horrible story and was like, what would happen if it was different and there were vampires? Yeah, and that's what the second movie is. So let's jump straight into it so I can just fucking get this over and then we can as quickly as humanly possible and go outside and I'm in my garden and take pictures of hummingbirds. In the second Twilight movie, Twilight New Moon, Bella, she fights her arch nemesis, Agent. Yeah, she bummed me about getting old because it's her 18th birthday. Remember your 18th birthday? Remember how you thought at your 18th birthday life was done and that was it? And now you're in your 30s and you realize that, shit, how long does this go on for? Bella is 18 and she thinks that she's gonna get too old for Edward. And Edward wouldn't want her to be a vampire anymore because she's 18. I'm not really sure what the driving force behind this was. I need this woman. I don't know. It's like I don't know. If this is really it for this one, then I'm not expecting this to get any better than the first one. Oh god, the movie starts on her 18th birthday and she's all there like, I want to be a vampire, and Ed was like, yo, no you don't, because it's pretty messed up being a vampire. You just have to watch everybody else love die and you can't go out in the sun, otherwise people would think you get attacked by somebody with like a handful of glitter. Yeah, this is actually what the plot for the second movie is, and I even fucking with you. She bummed me about getting old and she wants to be a vampire because she think 18-year-old or 19-year-old will be too old for Edward, who is 109, I guess. Nigga's 109. Like, even if you would turn at 17, over the space as time goes on, you would still mature, I guess. This movie made a lot of money, you know. Oh, okay, so in this movie we get introduced to the Volturi. These niggas are the type of niggas that say DDI. You know what I'm talking about? These are the kind of niggas, all the photos on the Instagram just look really similar. These are the kind of niggas who spend over $300 on shit they can get for like $40 in your supermarket and make yourselves. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck the system. Eat the rich! And they're gonna be royalty of the vampires, I guess. They get to decide. Like, if a vampire wilding out, a vampire out there doing off-time vampire shit, drawing attention to the vampires, they just show up and be like, yo, don't be on that shit, stop it, and then kill them. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the last review, but like, there was this whole thing with the three vampires I was talking about, Lauren, James, and Victoria, and James kidnaps Bella in the first movie and kind of turns her into a vampire. It's not fucking important. It kind of stupid. You can see it from the trailer. But like, the point is, Bella was like, yo, if I had died in that situation, what was your scene, Edward? And Edward was like, well, if you had died, I was just gonna check the Volturi and be like, yo, I gonna wild out, so just kill me too. You get it? Like Romeo and Juliet. You get it? See? Like, remember the story like Romeo and Juliet was pretty much she died so he killed himself. I mean, you can see how she did that? There's parallels. There's fucking parallels. You can, when like there's a story and you mirror the story but it's kinda similar. And in the starting, remember I show this image earlier, when they started the movie they show you this so you kinda know it was Romeo and Juliet they was like drawing attention to for the whole thing. Yeah. So it's Bella's 18th birthday. Remember I mentioned that before, I guess. And at the end of the day, she goes back to Edward's house, and all her new vampire, all the other vampires in the house with Edward, these people was like, yo, here's a gift, and she tries to open the gift, but like, as we all, like, if you watch the first movie, you realize that Bella is not the most elegant swan. See what I did there? Bella's swan. And she like gets a paper cut and the vampire people, they're like, woo, blood. Let's just do what vampires do. And she's for some reason surprised by this, I guess. I don't know. And then the next day Edward is all like, my family, I am dangerous, my family is dangerous, we can't stay around you because you have blood and we will eat you eventually. And she's like, dog, I don't mind, I want to become a vampire. Remember I was saying that since the first movie, and he's like, no, I must leave. I must disappear. And yeah. And then he does that. He just ups. The whole family just ups. Just dips. So at this point, Bella is sad. Sad Bella. At least I think so. I'm not really sure what this emotion is. Let's just assume she's sad. Okay, no, really, this is a pretty cool cut. I'm gonna illustrate here. First part of this whole experience that was truly like, well, that's cool. I like that. There's some nice visual storytelling. Nice way to show the passage of time. I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier either, but like in the first movie, Bella almost gets accosted by some random goons, and then Edward is just show up and be like, I'm Edward. And she thinks to herself, wait, I wonder if I put myself in danger again if you show up. I can't begin to rationalize that. Sad Bella goes to Lime with her friend Anna Kendrick, who's also in this movie. I didn't even realize Anna Kendrick was in this movie, in these movies. So she goes to Lime with her friend, her annoying ass friend Anna Kendrick. And Anna Kendrick is all there being annoying, and then she sees some guys on bikes, I guess, and thinks to herself, I could go up in some adrenaline. And a disembodied head of Edward shows up and tells her, yo, calm the fuck down and go home. Dude, like, stop whiling. Go home. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, what are you doing? So she puts herself in danger, and Edward's disembodied head shows up and is all like, yo, stop it. And she's like, okay, I'll stop it. Then the next day she goes to Lime with Shark Boy. I forgot to mention the Shark Boys in these movies. And don't care about anyone's names. Shark Boy is a wolf, but he doesn't know he's a wolf yet, and they Lime and she's ended up going on a date with Shark Boy and this other guy, and Shark Boy is wild, I guess. Shark Boy's be like, I'm vexed because I'm a wolf. I feel like if wolves are poorly represented in this movie, I feel like if everything is poorly represented in this movie is a poor representation of things. So Bella's still trying to put herself in danger to see Edward, and she kind of stops seeing Edward, so she realizes she has to put herself in increasing danger. So she goes in the bush to White Gill. She white girl in the bush, and she meets Laurent. Remember Laurent from the first movie, one of those 3 vampires, and Laurent is all there like, yo, what's up? You see the Cullens around? And she's like, and then disembodied Robert Pattinson shows up, and he's like, yo, lie. And she's like, yeah, the Cullens came back just now. They're just liming somewhere. And Laurent is essentially like, you lying. And nobody here to protect you, so I's gonna eat you because Victoria, like, they killed her boyfriend James in the first one, and she want revenge, so he's all like, I gonna get some revenge for her. Why the fuck not? She not gonna get hers about it. But then the wolves show up. Remember the wolves? Like, the wolves is fucking Lava Boy and his friends. Lava Boy? Shark Boy and his friends. These vampires, werewolves. After this shit happen, Shark Boy does his best Edward impression, shows up into Emotion Gale house and stares at her, or just show up in her room. You know, this fucking off-time behavior that I was talking about earlier, that people need to, like, be glorified in all of these movies, but in reality it's like, stop following, man. And she's like, you're ripped, but I still love Edward. And use a little kid, so leave him alone. Oh god, like I said, at this point I just kind of lose track on the script because I just kind of like, this is dumb. Did I mention Quirky Gale? Quirky Gale to see the future, and Quirky Vampire Lady is all there like, Bella, you're alive. I saw that you felt like you died. And she's like, yeah, I'm alive, what's up? And she's like, yo, fucking Edward think you dead, dog. And then Bella's like, oh, weird? And she's like, yeah, he gonna kill himself. And then he calls to find out, and fucking Shark Boy answers the phone, and Shark Boy is all there like, oh, she dead. But he doesn't really say she dead because he doesn't want to lie, and like he just being fucking more red flag behavior, essentially, like more off time shit. Like I feel like if this movie, like these movies glorify some really off time behavior. Edward in Italy or some off time place trying to kill himself. He goes to the Volturi and he's like, yo, I'm gonna show myself, I'm gonna expose myself to this little girl. I'm not even kidding, he's really trying to expose himself to a little girl. Who wrote this? Who wrote this? Like why? Why? Like you didn't try. You didn't try to like. I'm gonna speed through this because of fucking reason. After some nonsense, Bella shows up and stops him from exposing himself to the little girl. And then the Volturi show up and the Volturi is like, yo, well, the man wildin'. Let's find out what this scene's about. And then like future talent fucking vampire girl's like, yo, it's alright. We're gonna turn her into a vampire later. She really doesn't be bumming about now. And then it's like, okay, cool. And then they just go back to Forks after all that nonsense because they didn't really kill anybody or whatever. And then Bella's have this scene when she's meet Shark Boy and she's be like, yo, we just gotta be friends. And Shark Boy just be like, I'm angry, I just gotta leave. But then her and Edward just get back together and then the movie is fucking on. Like, so far, I don't understand why this movie made this much money. Like, I hope it gets better. One out of 10 is 1. The next one gonna be the other 3 movies. Yeah.